Today we are going to be talking about steel and aluminum repairs or modification proposals. Whenever you're heading out to the shipyard to look at repairs, just make sure that you have the correct PPE, hard hat, steel-toed boots, four-gas meter, and then also consider if you're entering into any confined space to check out a repair that you follow the appropriate confined space entry protocol. The first step in the repair process is to determine how much damage occurred. The extent of damage can be determined by just a visual means, or there's also other methods such as non-destructive testing that can determine the extent of damage. There's also guidance that we use, NAVIC 768 and the Inland Repair Guide, to give us guidance on what damage would require repair. So as you can see on this barge, the whole top part of the side shell was damaged, and so they cut away this and they are going to make repairs. For some repairs, a qualified welder will be required. You can look to 46 CFR Part 2 to determine if a qualified welder is needed for a specific repair. Prior to conducting a repair, the shipyard should submit a repair proposal to the marine inspectors to review to make sure that it is within the guidelines, such as NAVIC 768. Repairs should always be a replacement in kind, meaning that the same material should be used for the repair that was used in the construction of the vessel. If the shipyard wants to complete a repair that is not using the same material or is not in line with the original construction of the vessel, they need to seek approval from MSC or the OCMI. To conduct the repair, the welders will use an approved welding procedure. For shipyards, this is a standard procedure because they do a lot of the same repairs, and as long as nothing changes in those procedures, they can keep using them over and over again to do the same sorts of repairs. In order to conduct a repair on a specific procedure, the welder must have the experience and qualifications to be able to perform that weld. So they'll be able to provide you with their qualification in order for you to determine that they are allowed to be conducting that repair. The repair should be conducted in accordance with the guidance in NAVIC 768 and the Inland Repair Guide. For example, the repair needs to be of adequate size and, if possible, tie into existing seams and butts. If unable to tie into existing seams or butts, the repair needs to have radius corners. In summary, for evaluating steel and aluminum repairs or modification proposals, we recalled any hazards, cautions, or PPE, evaluated extent and location of damage, wasted corrosions, determined if a qualified welder was required, reviewed repair proposals, reviewed repair materials, verified welding procedures, evaluated alternative repair methods for equivalency, verified welder's proficiency, described areas of concerns and common issues. If you have any further questions, please contact your verifying officer.